Ah, yes, Tuesdays. Don't we love our Tuesdays? Because Tuesdays means Teamsday here on Warriors Anonymous. And Jared Cronin joining Daniel Wharekura, and also a special guest. We've got some Rugby League royalty with us on this particular episode. The Warrior-holic, bro.
Upper Hutt's finest, bro. Upper Hutt's finest.
The man. Hey, how you doing, man? What's been going on in the Holicville?
Oh, mate, I tell you, it's been a bit of an odd season, hasn't it? You know, been busy with work, been kicked out of my house and had to move and all these other things going on, so I haven't had a chance to jump on with you guys. So it's nice to kind of share some thoughts with some knowledgeable people rather than just talking to myself all the time.
Knowledgeable people? Bro, you want to come to the wrong place, man.
Yeah. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking about?
The voice of the next gen, bro. I love that soothing voice in the highlights clips you do. It's like,
love songs till midnight.
Oh, and the pronunciation.
Yeah, the games when we're getting wasted today, it's like I just try and just lull you. It's okay. It's
I love it when you're watching live though. I've seen a couple of cup games and that's a try to us. Yeah. To the war.
That's a great try.
No,
sorry. I mean,
no biases here. Sorry about hijacking your opening.
Yeah, all good, my man. All good. It is. We're heading into round 9, as our One New Zealand Warriors go to take on Newcastle over in Newcastle, trying to storm the castle. So let's have a run through the teams, shall we? So we'll start things off with our opponents, the Newcastle Knights. There they are. Okay, good. And now on to more important things. Our Warriors. At the back, we've got Chance. Chance in charge. Boys, he's been looking good too. The past couple of weeks.
Number one.
He's been setting that debate. Out on the wing, starting many debates as well is our man who needs to stay out. Dallin, just stay out there, bro. We want you to be a hard target, not an easy one. But in the centres, Rocco Buddha, you mentioned about him maybe looking to just tackle a little bit higher, perhaps. A couple of weeks he's had a couple of problems. Of course, we've got Roger partnering him on the other centre side, number 4.
Free Roger.
Free Roger.
Free Roger.
That's right. Give him the ball. And also, number 5 playing outside Roger is a man who gets no captain's challenge privileges this week. No, you're done, son.
Revoked.
That's right. None. Absolutely 0. Into the halves, the bacon and egg combo. Put them together this week just to make it a bit more sense, because I felt a bit bad calling
Tomato
Martin
like
egg.
Bacon and I don't know, I wouldn't say eggs because it's not really complementing so well.
Ooh, I like it. Bring in the heat, the Warrior-holic. Number 8 is what you yell when you don't want to tackle someone. Yours. He's been playing well,
huge.
and I'm looking for a big game this week from our man to get back on track. Magneto start drawing those defenders.
Is that an indication you can't see out of the side? It's like a horse.
He's giving him with the big hits. There's Big Zane, just like Big Bam Bam. Mitch Barnett.
So good.
He's in the middle. He's on the edge. He's everywhere. Speaking of back on the edge is the Ford Fiesta. We actually got a good point. One of our comments from one of the followers that I'll mention to you fellas about our second rowers. We've got our other guy back as well this week. Cape Wa has returned, and all we have to say about that is that's right. Say it again, Daniel.
Sure.
There we go. Captain Fantastic, number 13, the last samurai, the last line of defence.
Yes.
On many occasions.
Yes.
Even last week, he had another one, just saving a try. And that is, of course, onto the bench. Starting to look a little bit more like a first choice bench, almost.
God.
That's right. The glutes. Glutes looked good last week, and he played well too. Number 15 is.
Hey, must be the money.
There we go. Thank you, Isaac, for that little interjection from Japan. How do we manage to do that? A little bit of technical wizardry. Joining him is number 16, the Muss, not Ken Laban.
Kenny.
Kenny was
Uncle Ken.
Kenny was a good player in his time. Also returning this week.
Yeah.
Bit of a talking point as to whether he'll play or not. That's Big D Bunty. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Number 18, of course, the guy who's just covering more and more positions. Who he played second row last week in New South Wales Cup. So that was intriguing. But first of all, we probably needed, as fans and I imagine as the team as well, needed a bit of extra time just to kind of recover from the happenings of the past couple of weeks. But Zane, bro, we'll start with you, my man. What do you make of our starting lineup? First off, the starting 13 to take on the Knights.
Oh, mate, it's as good as it probably can get, really, isn't it? You're either Camp Metcalf or your Camp Tamari Martin, depending on how you go there. It's our first choice lineup, so not too bad.
Not too bad. Got a first, looking at the forwards, pretty much our first choice forward pack, which is a nice little sort of, get back, just to try and get back into the groove. But what's your thoughts on, we spoke a little bit about the edges in the lead up to this episode. And also one of our followers has commented about our edge forwards just not providing enough maybe punch at different times because of the sort of playing style they have. What are you thinking in terms of how we run the edge this week, of course, with Mitch Barnett and maybe Jacob Laban off the bench as well?
Yeah, well, obviously we've got Ford and Kate Wire back, so effectively the 80-minute edges, those more mobile edges, defence-minded, not necessarily hold punches, which we've probably missed over the last wee while, especially when we were chasing that game late, when he already had Adam that could burst the line. Just think back if we had a Josh Curran, running a good line, or obviously Nia Kore, but not available. So, yeah, interesting. I do like the shift to Mitchy Barnett as well, just to bring some extra energy as well, to have a few more big guys in the middle. So, at the moment, without Nia Kore back, we don't have that punch. But Jakey Laban, he could probably be that guy for a short burst, 10-15 minutes as well. So it's just something they're going to have to think about. But it is nice to actually have a few extra bench guys back and potentially Bunty's back.
That's right. That's going to be an interesting one. In terms of looking at the bench, Zane, bro, it's I guess a little bit heartening. We're kind of almost getting back to what we really want from the guys coming on to provide a bit of relief.
Mate, I think there'll probably be a few angry fans that Zion's not there, but I think you've got to respect Bunty's work in the middle on defence when he's there. I think he slows the play of the ball down a lot better. He's a much bigger body. I mean, Zion's not a huge guy, so he's an explosive runner, but I don't think he's probably on Bunty's level in the wrestle there. So just a bit of context for people. He might not get those metres, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. And I think it was necessary. Like I'd looked at a couple of options, but none of them had Paul Roach in there. No disrespect to the young fella, but I thought this is a game. I think Egan will be rested up for 80, so you've got to take the punt on Walker as a cover for Hooker, and then just beefing up that bench, because that seems like where we've missed it. So I toyed with the idea of maybe giving Laban a week off, 4 weeks in a row for a young body, maybe giving Zion a spot there, but I'm more than happy with it. Curious to see, like I mentioned to the boss man there over text, that maybe we also look at Jackson Ford defending in the middle as well at some point when AFB's off there. I think he's probably a bit more of a wrestler, and probably a bit more impact in his defence than Tom Ali. Tom makes a lot of tackles, but they're not exactly dominant. So, yeah, I'm happy with it if he plays.
Nice, bro. Do you think Bunty, does he actually play? Do you think he'll... It seems like a bit of an early return for him. Are we getting
actually mentioned this yesterday, right? I didn't hear it, but a couple of my followers said that Webby said he was likely to be back. So,
okay,
hopefully it's a good sign.
Oof. Well, we can but hope. I thought the halves last week looked at least improved from what we served up against the Dragons, albeit that we're missing a few key option taking opportunities throughout the game. But do you think that's something we can rectify in this game against the Knights?
Yeah, I think part of it is combination of fatigue, lack of troops as well, and then probably has been just a touch, a little bit of how would you put it? Just the expectation that we just have to turn up, run our shape, and win the game as well. And there's no disrespect to the guys. I think just peeling it back, the Rabbits game, it was great to see combinations connect and we dominated them, but it was a bit of a false dawn, I think. And then when you compound those injuries too. So I think it's a number of issues, but yes, what was pleasing in being at the game was their fight back. It was a bit of a flat period, and even the crowd was flat, to be honest. The crowd needed to give themselves an uppercut last week, just because the first 30, 40 minutes, there was not a lot of sort of energy as well. And then they're chasing the game. But what was really good is to see how we were chasing the game. Obviously, the only issue we kind of have is there's really no other dominant attacking outlet outside of where Sean is. Yet Tohu, and he'll play guys on as well, and Dylan Walker was doing that. But we did try to go the other side with Tamati a few times late in the game, and we just didn't come up with the right play. So it is building, but I think teams know that, hey, look, wherever Sean is, fill the side as well. Yep. So hopefully this week has given them opportunities to really practice the other side of attack.
I'm glad to be on with you guys, because this has been going around in my mind about what we've just been talking about. And one thing I've really noticed, that a lot of people coming at Tamati Martin for his lack of ability to unlock the left-hand side, but I don't know if you've noticed, but over the past 3 weeks, the only ball that's going left is starting left of the goalpost, right? So they've only got a third of a field to work with, but when we go right, we're starting in that left-hand third and spreading it the whole way. So there's no room to make any kind of shape. And the second one is we seem to be running RTS like he's miles behind Tamati to try and maybe give him a bit more room to step. I think we've got to sort that out. And we saw, I think it was probably maybe when Metcalf was there, we got a couple of tries from those 2 lead runners on the left that we didn't play last year. So that's one example that I'm not sure why we haven't done that. Maybe it was after Metcalf got injured, I'm not sure. But have you guys noticed that? Seems really narrow on the left.
And it seems almost like it hasn't been prioritised. It's like our main emphasis is trying to shift it that way. And then sort of when we come to the left, there's not much going. Like by the time it gets to Roger or Monty even, there's nothing really on. They're just sort of like, trying to wing it.
You
Roger
think they prioritise it with SJ not training for like 3 weeks without Achilles. Plenty of time with Tamati out there to run some shape. I feel like that's something that's really missing. And last week we saw no double lead runners in that last 15 minutes as well. Was that because Jackson was on the wrong side? I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. Defense.
Yeah.
How do we sort out our defense, boys? Zane, what's the tonic?
Well, I think this is a real challenge for us because of the penalties. We're afraid to hold those guys down in the tackle. I mean, you look at the one that Laban and AFB got. That was no longer than any other tackle in the game.
Yep.
But we're giving away those penalties, so we're so afraid to really get involved in the wrestle, which means we're letting them up quick for fear of penalties. And it'll be the same playing Newcastle at Newcastle. That scares me.
Right. Just quickly before we jump out of here, boys, a couple of quick predictions from each of you gentlemen. We'll start with you, Buddha. What are you predicting score-wise and result?
Yeah, the boys will bounce back. They've had a big week of training. Dylan Walker's come out and said the bench needs to stand up as well, bring that energy, because it's in those periods where we've lost the game, especially last week we lost the game. So I'm expecting the boys to bounce back at a Knights team that are also suffering. But also got a good win over the weekend. So I think we'll get the Chocolates 18-14 this weekend.
18-14, similar score to last time we played them. Zane, Warriorholic, bro. Is it us?
It's a tough one. They pumped us here last year. I think it was one of our biggest scores against us. That young fullback Armstrong, do you guys see him in the weekend?
Yes. Yep. Seen him a little bit of him.
Yeah, that try he got, that Pappenhausen simulation there, centre back inside to the fullback. So he must have buoyed them, right? Because they would have thought, shit, we've lost Ponga, and everyone's called us complete shit. But they just played a really energetic, direct game plan which is how we played. I think we should have a better kicking game. If we win, I think we can win 13 plus because it means we're on after the break. If not, I think they win by 13. It's not going to be
Nice.
close.
Big swing.
Nice, bro. I like that. And as
Only
they
if we
say,
win, it's nice.
as they say, fellas, everybody needs a little time away. I'll leave you with that one. Lads, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting
Thank
on
you.
Teamsday with you. Thank you very much to Daniel Whatakura and also the Warriorholic for joining us on this edition as we look forward to the big game up against the Newcastle
Great to
Knights.
be back on the bench. Call me Bunty.
The man from the
Up the
backwards,
wires, baby. Up the wires.
up the wires, go the
Yeah.
Warriors, and let's go. Let's bring it.